What's going on, everybody? My name is Kareem, and in today's video we're going to be talking about white balance. Basically, white balance is you telling your camera sensor at what temperature to read white. White balance gets measured in kelvins. So when you're in your white balance setting, you're going to find that each number has a K after it, just stands for Kelvin. And most camera ranges are 2000 to about 10,000 Kelvin. And that range can vary from camera to camera, but for the most part that covers most of your light sources, from studio light to outside to ballrooms and tungsten and classrooms and all that stuff. Now, most videos that you'll find online, or when you talk about white balance with anybody, the most common advice you're going to hear is you always set your white balancing camera to your light source, and that is for the most part correct. If you want your light source to be white and to have that clean look, you are going to set your camera to that same source. When you set your white balance to a certain temperature, I want to show you the effect that that has on different lights and different temperatures. Alright, so here I've set up 4 lights in the range of 2000 Kelvin to roughly 9000 Kelvin. And I'm going to show you how setting your white balance to a certain temperature will affect the temperatures before and after. Right now, because my key light is at 5600, I am setting my white balance to 5600. So this right here is going to be pure white in the camera. But that also means that anything that's set at a cooler temperature past it is going to look a lot cooler, and anything before it is going to be warmer. And obviously, if I had 6500 here, it's going to look slightly cooler, and so on. This is a little bit more on the extreme end for both of these. And so that translates to whatever temperature you set. So when we go ahead and set our temperature at the 2000 Kelvin here, this is going to become white, and these are going to start to be cooler because they are higher on the Kelvin spectrum. Alright, so we are at 2500 right now. So if you look at this here, it is no longer that warm color, but it's on the white, and you can see just from the key light how much cooler, and this looks like moonlight now. Alright, so here we are at 9900 Kelvin. It's not exact on this light, but you can see it's a lot warmer than it used to be. It's a lot closer to white than the blue it was, and you can also see how much warmer this has become in comparison to where we were at the 5600. Alright, so here we are at 3200. So as you can see, this is pure white now, and as you can also see from the key light, it's back to that cool blue. Obviously not as cool as when it was at 2000, but that goes to show you that anything above that will be cooler, anything below it will be warmer, and you can even see that 2000 is not as warm as it was when we had it at 5600. Alright, so now that we talked about the relationship between your white balance and other temperatures and how your white balance affects those, this is where the part where I'm going to tell you that the advice of always putting your white balance to your light source is not always going to give you the look that you are going for. Now granted, you can change the white balance in post-production, but having it right in camera and having the look that you're going for already there when you're starting to work in color grade, it's going to streamline that process, and it's going to make it a lot easier. Here's some example of scenes that I wouldn't put the white balance to the source light. And here we have the white balance set to about 5600, and that light is coming in close to the 32, and my key light is also coming in at 32, and therefore I'm looking warm. I'm looking like I am lit by this nice house lamp. Now I have my white balance on the camera set to the 3200, and as you can see, this looks a lot more white, a lot more clean, and it doesn't have that warm feeling that I'm going for. Alright, so now here's another example. I want to look like I'm being lit by a moonlight, but I only have daylight key light, which is at 5600. I'm going to set my white balance to be warmer, and therefore that's going to make that light a lot cooler. The 5600 is going to be cooler, and so it's going to give me that blue cast, that blue moonlight look. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope that you learned a lot, and I hope that you can now use white balance to your advantage to make your shots look the way you want to. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.